Strap in and hold on tight, because today we're taking you deep into the heart of the Arizona desert for a tire-frying, jaw-dropping, ear-splitting battle royale of the fastest production cars ever unleashed on pavement. This isn't just a test. This is a war zone, a proving ground where speed is the only truth and horsepower is the only language spoken. Welcome to Ford's secret 5-mile oval speedway, a hidden arena of asphalt nestled near Kingman, Arizona. Motor Trend didn't just show up. They rolled in with a mission to pit 9 of the most ferocious machines from both sides of the Atlantic against each other. No limits, no excuses. It's raw American thunder versus polished European precision. It's V10s versus twin turbos. It's Detroit Steel versus Maranello Magic. This isn't just horsepower. It's philosophy. It's passion. It's identity. And together they bring over 3,500 horsepower to the fight. This is the ultimate showdown. Let the battle begin. The battleground. Desert proving grounds. Endless sun, searing temperatures, and a stretch of track so vast it disappears into the horizon. Ford's Desert Proving Grounds isn't just a test track, it's a temple built in honor of speed. 5 miles of high banked oval, built with 31-degree turns so steep they could hold a car sideways. This is where engineers and adrenaline junkies come to chase the limits. The track alone is brutal. The corners punish tires. The straights tempt you into chasing 200mm fake, but the environment, that's the real challenge. In Arizona's summer heat, it's not just the drivers who sweat. Engines, brakes, and transmissions are pushed to the edge. And before the first tire ever hit the track, the Motor Trend team made an epic pilgrimage. A cross-state convoy road trip from Los Angeles in a 37-foot luxury RV packed with gear, cameras, radar detectors, and dreams. The cars followed in formation like war horses heading to battle, but this wasn't just a flashy display. This was a gauntlet, a test of endurance, reliability, and outright insanity, and every car knew it had to prove something or be left behind. In a haze of tire smoke, the rules of engagement, what they tested. This wasn't your average drag race or lap time shootout. Motor Trend created a gauntlet of challenges to push every car to its mechanical and emotional limits. The lineup had to survive and dominate in 7 brutal categories. Raw horsepower. Who has the most muscle under the hood? Top speed. Who dares to chase the needle beyond 180 managed cell? Acceleration. Who hits 60 the fastest and holds on through the quarter mile? Handling, because what's power without control? Braking. Can you stop as fast as you go? Reliability. Who can take the heat and keep running clean? Driver confidence and fun. The most subjective, but the most important. This was a multi-day torture test in peak desert heat. Cooling systems were tested to the brink. Tires were punished with lap after lap. Drivers were drenched in sweat and grinning through G-forces. There were no second chances, no backup cars. Each machine had to run hard and stay alive. There was no hiding here, only performance. Team USA, muscle car madness. First to roll out onto the hot Arizona tarmac, the Americans. Born in Detroit, bred for torque, and raised on drag strips. Shelby Series 1. Lightweight, exotic, and mysterious. Carroll Shelby's only original design in decades, the Series 1, was powered by a supercharged 4.AL Oldsmobile-derived V8. 450 HP, 400 lb-ft of torque, and a soundtrack that could melt asphalt. Only 249 made, under the radar, but not underpowered. A true wild card. Chevrolet Corvette ZZOX C5, GM's crown jewel of early 2000s performance. With its hand-built LS6 V8 cranking 385 HP and a titanium exhaust that screamed like a banshee. At full throttle, the ZZ06 was fast, balanced, and agile. It wasn't just a muscle car. It was America's answer to Europe's finest, Pontiac Firehawk. Think of it as the rowdy cousin of the ZZ06. Built by SLP, the Firehawk was a Trans Am on steroids. 335 HP from the LS1 V8 made it to a 6-speed manual and a suspension dialed in for chaos. A burnout monster with a Camaro's body and Corvette DNA. Ford SVT Cobra R, only 300 made. No rear seats, no AC, no radio. Just a 5.4L DOHC V8, 385 HP, and a 6-speed Tremec built for war. This wasn't your average Mustang. This was the ultimate track weapon Ford could offer. Loud, raw, aggressive, and surprisingly fast. Dodge Viper GDS, the Alpha Predator. An 8.0L V10 that thundered out 460 HP and 500 lb-ft. No traction control, no frills, just leather venom and an attitude problem. It was massive, it was heavy, but when the hammer dropped, it felt like a sledgehammer to the chest. Each of these machines had its own character, but they all came to do one thing: dominate. Team Europe, precision powerhouses. But across the battlefield, the Europeans arrived, sleek, sophisticated, and ready to fight with finesse. Ferrari 360 Modena, the spiritual successor to the F355. Ferrari's 360 Modena was a lesson in balance. 3.6L V8, 395 HP, and 8,500 RPM. Of operatic rage. It danced through corners, screamed on straights, and delivered more emotion than some cars double its power. BMW Z8, a shocker to the Americans. The Z8 looked like a concept car and drove like a Grand Tourer until you mashed the throttle. Then the 394 HP M5 V8 roared to life, and the car surged forward with brute force. It was like an old school muscle car I'd studied abroad in Munich. Cuvale Mangusta, the wild card of the group. Italian design, American muscle, a Mustang Cobra. 4.6L V8 gave it 320 HP, while the Tommaso lineage gave it flair. Strange, stylish, and surprisingly competent. It wasn't the fastest, but it punched above its weight. Porsche 911 Turbo, 996. The ultimate weapon and all-wheel drive, twin turbo, flat 6. 415 HP and torque to match, delivered at just 2,700 RPM. It didn't roar. It whirred, spooled, and struck with surgical precision. No drama, just launch control and ballistic acceleration. Team Europe wasn't about brute force. It was about balance, engineering, and making speed feel effortless. The verdict: speed, soul, and surprise. When the smoke cleared and the tires cooled, what did we learn? The Viper was the undisputed torque monster. It hit harder than anything and didn't apologize. The Z06 was the people's champ. Quick, agile, reliable, and fun as hell. The Cobra R surprised everyone with its sheer race car attitude. Even the oddball Firehawk in Series 1 proved they could hang with the big names. But Europe didn't flinch. The Ferrari was pure romance, the kind of car you remember for life. The Z8 was effortless swagger. The 911 Turbo, unstoppable force. Even the quirky Mangusta had moments of brilliance. Was there a clear winner? No, but maybe that's the point. This wasn't about one car beating the others. It was about celebrating every path to performance, whether it's brute American firepower or silky European sophistication. So now it's your turn. What would you take home? Would you go full throttle in a Viper or Cobra R? Would you chase red line in a Ferrari or rely on the 911's turbocharged grip? Drop your dream pick in the comments. No budget, no rules. And while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe for more battles like this, and smash that bell so you never miss a high octane story. This was the ultimate 3,500 horsepower showdown. And we had the honor of watching giants collide in the desert.